What's happening, family? Dr. Joe here. Hope each of you are well and blessed. We are live. Good to see everybody's face up in the place. We are here. Glad to be here. Oh, yes. Oh, all right. We're live. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Good to see everyone. We are live. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments section if you're doing well. Salute to Black Beauty 412, Paulette Williams. Good to see you. Kirby Bennett. Good to see you. Sheila, Felicia, Risha, Frida, Audisha. Look at all these shows. Tanya, Linda, Kim, Bridget, Lawanda, Doretha, Tanya, Dee, Angela, Cheryl, Yolanda, Marilyn, Michelle. Good to see everybody. Joy, Lanice, Nina, Charisse, all of my first timers, meaning you've never gone through the 4-day turnup, let me know. Just say, hey, I'm new, newbie. Let me know. I'll shout you out. Want to welcome you. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Gloria, Alice, Angela is newbie. Lanice is newbie. Felicia is a newbie. Pamela is a newbie. Charisse, Del Tava, Shirley, Carolyn, Karen, Latoya. Y'all are getting ready for a ride. Yeah, Loretta, Ammon's channel. Lawanda's new from Las Vegas. Good to see you. Y'all are in for a, boy, I wish I could. You ever seen like a really, really great movie and you were jealous of somebody who hadn't seen it because you wish you could go back and see it? That's how I feel about y'all. Just wait, you'll see. Dawn, Cassidy, Evan is a newbie. All right, come on in. Catherine, all right, I got you, Catherine. Salute to all the newbies joining in. We're going to get started promptly at 5. I'm never late. If I'm late, something's wrong. All of you here are important. All of you have important things that you've got going on. You've got lives, you've got wives, you've got husbands, you've got children, you've got jobs. You have things that you want to do. So I, Dr. Joe, and this amazing village is not going to take any more time that is needed. We are refined and we believe in excellence. That is not perfection, but it is the attempt to be perfect. And one of the ways that you can have excellence is when you respect people's time, when you're judicious with your words, that you don't take any longer than what's needed. And at the same time, you don't rush anything. So it's my goal and objective to start promptly at 5 p.m. And by the time we finish, you're going to have a good understanding of what the 4-day turnup is, who I am, what to expect. And for those of you who desire to be a part, who don't have sponsors, how you too can register. I would imagine that tonight's session will take about 45 minutes. We're going to cover a lot of information. But like I said, I'm not going to say anything that you don't need to hear. I'm going to be direct, succinct, and to the point. Before getting on tonight, I've got all of my notes. I'm going to bring up the major movements of what I'm talking about to be on the screen. That way, as I'm communicating with you, I can be clear. You don't have to wonder what I'm saying. All right. My goal and my objective by the time you finish is to know, all right, this is what the 40-day turnup is. This is either for me or it's not. Okay. Keep in mind that When people are late, they don't respect you or your time. The second thing, if you can't call me or message me for however length of time it takes me to get to where you are, you don't respect me or my time. All right. So I'm always early because I respect your time. It leaves a good impression on people because it lets people know he's not playing. And if he can be serious about my time, then I need to be serious about my time. So when you establish order, when you establish consistency and expectations early, okay, people respect you and people anticipate great things and not things that are antithetical to that. All right. So hopefully everyone is well. We're going to get started promptly at 5 p.m. I'm going to give people about 3 more minutes to jump on. 202 of you are watching me live now. We'll get started soon. Salute to Joy. Sandra. Tanya, I'm drinking water. Salute to Angela. All the newbies, good to have you guys here. Cheryl Lloyd. All right, Sonia Winston. Krishan Code says the 4-day turnup is the truth. Salute to Krishan. Sheila says she's excited about the journey. Leisha says it's too late to join. Watch this presentation, you hear everything you need to know. Portia says she's new. Salute. Linda says, hello, everyone. I'm a 4-day turnup graduate and a new member of the journey process. You are in for a treat. Salute to you, Miss Linda. Glad to work with you. We're having a great time in the journey. Ashley Reed, salute. Rhonda, glad you're here. Salute to you. Rhonda Myers is a newbie. Black Beauty is a former coach. 40-day turnup. My advice to you all is to trust the process. All right, on my time, I've got 4:59. Let's go ahead and get started. Number one, I hope each of you are well and blessed. I'm so glad to see your face up in the place. I'm glad that you've taken the time to join me on this evening. The first thing I want you all to know is on tonight, I am going to be covering the 40-day turnup process. I'm not covering the Journey 3.0 Plus process. I'm not covering Reset. I'm not covering Master Faster. I'm not covering anything else for the exception of the 40-day turnup. So if you have a question about any of those other processes, this is not the platform. And I would suggest that you stay engaged with the platforms when you want to hear other information about other said processes. The reason I don't talk about things outside of what I'm telling you that I'm talking about is to not confuse people. People oftentimes do not read information fully, and people can easily be confused. I'm not talking about Reset on tonight. I'm not talking about the Journey 3.0 Plus process. I'm not talking about the autoimmune course. I'm not talking about anything else besides the 40-day turnup. I was very, very clear on all of our presentations as to what I'm discussing. I was very, very clear on all of the titling as to not confuse you. So if you are here wanting that information, please do not assume that we're going to discuss it because we're not. Tonight, we're talking about the 40-day turnup process, the world's greatest transformational process. If you're clear on that, just let me know that I'm clear. In the comment section, can you give me I'm clear? And then that way, Won't be wasting your time, and no person will be confused. Salute to Super Coach Candace. All right, that means we can go ahead and get started because it's 5:01. The first thing that I want to cover on tonight is, where did the 40-day turn-up process begin? It started with me. All right, this is me. I was in my late 20s. I was 330 pounds. And when I show people this picture, they don't believe that it is me, but it is. Everything about me has changed. Everything about me has shifted. I was like many of you. I was pre-diabetic, high cholesterol, problems with my back, joints. I was a gut and butt, as many of you are now. A lot of people don't like to hear that type of statement, but it's the truth. I was a gut and butt. And it wasn't until I understood what I was that I did something about it. The reason why I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, you're a gut and butt, the reason why is because I had made excuses. And I hid behind those excuses to make me feel better with how I had been letting myself down. That's how we as human beings cope. We make up these fictitious realities and we hide behind them in order to make ourselves feel more comfortable in our laziness, in our gluttony, in our inability to love ourselves properly. I said things like, I'm big bone. It runs in the family. I'm just like this. I'm husky. And it wasn't until I looked myself in the mirror and I called myself a gut and butt. And I said, if you don't want to be a gut and butt, you have to do something about it. Now, what makes me this process and the foundation of what everyone has learned and will learn is my problems were not physical. Nothing was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with my thyroid, just like nothing is wrong with yours. I did not have an inability to lose weight. There were spiritual, emotional, and mental problems that I was dealing with that manifested physically. You understand that? When individuals are given the support, the education, the accountability, and the frequency and energy that they need to flourish, they can change any and all physical ailments through the understanding of how we are impacted spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. If you don't like what I'm talking about, if you don't like the conversations of spirituality, if you don't like what it is that I'm saying, if this is going in a direction that you don't like, log off now. I can help any person who wants to be helped. I don't care how jacked up your thyroid is. I don't care how long you've been a diabetic. I don't care if your blood pressure looks like good credit. Anybody who wants to be healed, God will heal you. Anybody who wants to be transformed, God can do that. Because all in good, perfect things comes from God. I'm not a healer. No man is a healer. No woman is a healer. Only God is. We're tools that are used for the Most High. This is a gift. This is a talent. This is anointing that the Most High God has given me. And all you have to do is want it. Hush, follow instructions, and work your tail off. And one day you won't be a gut and butt. All right, let's go. Now what I want to talk about. What is the 40-day turn up and how can it help me? Nobody wants to be here on tonight if what I'm telling you ain't gonna help you. The 40-day turn up is a 40-day process where we focus on reestablishing nutritional profiles, helping you to reestablish healthy relationships with eating, and how to adapt all of the lifestyles needed to reverse any and all conditions that are connected to poor lifestyles: reversing diabetes, lowering hypertension, reducing weight, improving overall health, and an overall sense of well-being. We have done this time after time after time after time again. I've seen lifetime diabetics heal themselves. Some of them within 40 days. I've seen people get off of insulin within 40 days. I've seen others, it takes them a little bit longer. I've seen people go from hypertension to normal blood pressure in weeks. Does it mean that everybody's going to have these results? No. I've seen women who have PCOS, which is one of the most common fertility issues that people have, which is highly connected to blood sugar, which is what you won't hear. Women with messed up thyroids, PCOS, and other autoimmune issues are highly connected to blood sugar. Meaning that when you address blood sugar, diabetes, pre-diabetes, the person's thyroid improves in many instances, and PCOS is reversed. I've seen it. I've seen ladies who were barren. I've seen ladies who had fertility issues have not one child, but multiple children. What else can the 40-day turn-up help me with? This process has been so effective. Listen to me, because this is something that I am seeing that I did not expect. 562 of you all are watching me live. Physicians are sending their patients to the 40-day turn-up, saying, hey, I'm seeing the blood work in my patient. I'm seeing what it is doing, and you need to go. This has happened to me all over the country. I never thought that. This is not because of me. This is a byproduct of what happens when we obey God. I am doing this because I got tired as a pastor an amazing church, Salem Bible Church, Atlanta, and Stonecrest, one ministry in 2 locations. I got tired of preaching funerals of people who had diabetes, complications with diabetes, heart conditions, cancers. So all of what you hear me doing with the 40-day turn-up, the journey, the reset, autoimmune, is all for Black people. That's what my objective is. Now, if you are not Black, you're most welcome. I don't discriminate on any person, but it's important that everyone understands I'm here for my own people. I'm here for my own community. Why? I'm a leader of my community. And if a leader cannot point to his or her community and show how they are an asset, they aren't a leader. I am a leader because God and Black people have put me here. So my life's work is for my own community. If I can help to transform other lives in that process, so be it. Now, I don't say that to discriminate, but I say it so people can understand where I come from as a Black man. And anybody who has a problem with that, have a good day. Moving right along. How is this process executed? Okay. So if you become a part of the process, how is it executed? Every person who is a part of the 40-day turn-up will be put into a small group. The small groups vary in range from 10, no more than 12 people. We do not have co-ed groups. That means we put women with female coaches. A coach is the person who basically is your leader. A coach is a person who has graduated from the 40-day turn-up and the subsequent process called the Journey 3.0 Plus. They become butterflies and or legends. They've gone through training and they have a recommendation from their coach to be a coach. We take women and we put them in women groups. We take men and we put them in men groups. This keeps women and men separate so women can feel safe, so men can feel safe. And so a husband doesn't have to worry about his wife being in a group and another man is over her and vice versa. Y'all understand that? I don't want any husband to feel that their wife or their girlfriend is within a group whereby his position in her life is compromised in any way. And don't no man want his woman under another man. Okay? When husbands see how we do things, it puts them at ease. And I get that because husbands and men by nature are protective. No, none of my coaches are going to talk to you, holler at you. I ain't hollering at anybody's wife or woman. I'm happily married. I don't want nobody else but the wife God has given me. Ain't nobody going to be hitting on your woman, hitting on your man. That goes against policies. We're not about that here. This is about a safe environment. You can get hit on at the grocery store or at the gas station. But you can go home and tell your husband or your boyfriend, baby, Dr. Joe don't want me. I'm safe, baby. Now, this is real talk now. Integrity. If a man's wife knows that his wife is in a process and a man is leading the classes, he has to have a sense of well-being to know that I have the integrity enough to protect his woman. That's how communities work. Do you understand? See, a lot of y'all, who aren't men may not kind of understand how us men are, but that's important to me as a man. He has to know my wife is in good hands with Dr. Joe in this village, that they aren't going to do anything that's outside of her well-being. That's important to me. So everybody will be a part of a group. Everybody will have a coach. Now, y'all have to understand something. Keep this in mind. This year, we would have worked with 13,000 different people. That means 13,000 people. That's what we are projecting to hit this year. We've already done 8,000. We're at 3,000 in the first 40-day turn up, 2,000 in the first reset. We're in 3,000 in the journey 3.0. So that's 8. Projected another 3 in 2,000 between 40-day turn up and the reset. So we're projected to work with 13,000 people. And those 13,000 people all are within groups of 10 to 12 with coaches who've come through the process and graduated. This means, watch this, that our organization, or what we call the village, 340 of you are watching, we are administrating more participants than the entire Atlanta University Center. That's Morehouse, Clark Atlanta University, Spelman, and that is Morehouse School of Medicine, where it's about 10,000 students per year, 12,000 inclusive of staff. Do y'all understand that? We bigger than the AUC. Me and my team are administrating more people than are at college in the Atlanta University Center. I got a team, a core team. Steph, Lisa, Dee Dee, my amazing wife, Lynette, Ave, Sonia, my ambassador of the Journey 3.0 Plus process, April, the director of leadership procurement. 7 people. That's it. Are administrating more participants this year than in the Atlanta University Center. Understand? Now, next thing I want to cover. How long does it last and when will it start? The actual process is 40 days. So the 40-day turn-up is 40 days. That's 6 weeks. However, there's what we call pre-work. Pre-work lasts for 4 weeks before the process starts. So when you look at pre-work and the actual process, we'll be working with you for 10 weeks. Pre-work is so important because pre-work gets you ready mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Your success of how well that you do or not will be determined in your pre-work. This session that you are signing up for or want to be a part, pre-work starts in September, which means the process or the actual 40-day turn-up will start the first Monday in October. And you all will be graduating around mid-November. So that means right before Thanksgiving comes, you would have already gotten yourself right. Some of y'all won't even be on prescription drugs by this Thanksgiving. Some of y'all won't be diabetics by this Thanksgiving. Some of you all will no longer be hypertensive this Thanksgiving. Some of you may be 20, 30, 40 pounds lighter this Thanksgiving. Within this process, we do not use stimulants, drugs, shots, medications. Everything is 100% natural. For all of you on Wegovy, for all of you on Ozempic, no judgment, but your last shot is going to be in August. Come on, somebody. You know why? Because you really don't need it. The shot is masking problems that you've never been aware of. The shot is doing nothing but taking your appetite. It's causing you to have an aversion to food. It is muting problems that you need to learn how to address. I have to sleep at night knowing that how I'm teaching people is not going to hurt them, is not going to mitigate any element of their health. I got to go to sleep at night knowing that I'm teaching people with the same care I teach my own children. And everything that you learn and everything that you're taught is not going to hurt you, is not going to harm you. And your last shot, y'all don't need that. No judgment, you don't need it. You know why? Because you're the shot. You got to eat your way to your goal, baby. You got to reestablish a healthy relationship with food. For a lot of people, food has been your coping mechanism. It's been your drug. It's been your meth. It's been your crack. It's been your cocaine. It's been your marijuana. And the problem is overeating is socially accepted. All right, so however many shots you got, let's wrap that thing up by next August, because you're not going to need it anymore. All right. How long does it last? When does it start? Went over that. Next. Dr. Joe, what if I'm traveling during those times? What if I'm traveling, Dr. Joe, between September's pre-work and when we kick off in October to the middle of November? Don't worry about that. Why? Most people are busy and you're traveling. I know you got vacations. I know you got business things to do. You may have cruises. The entire process is virtual, which means all you need to do is be able to activate everything that you'll need is the internet. I've worked with actors, actresses, doctors, attorneys, entrepreneurs, school teachers, plumbers, truck drivers, Amazon drivers, police officers, preachers, teachers, strippers. You ain't more busy than anybody that I've worked with. The folk who get the results are the individuals, and all 700 of you are watching, who come with the right mindset. What do I got to do? You'll do anything to get them red bottoms. You'll do anything to get that new whip. You'll do anything to get them new clothes, take that trip. When are you going to do something for you? You put everybody else first. Your children, your mama, your daddy, your boss, the job you don't even like. You break and bend over backwards to pay them bills on time. When are you going to do something for you? Doing something for you is living drug-free. Doing something for you is reversing hypertension. Doing something for you is bringing your value back. A lot of you ladies, you really attend, but you've abused yourself so much in terms of not loving yourself. You walking around a 6. Who wants to walk around a 6 when you were made to be a 10? Y'all not talking to me. Dr. Joe, I'm offended. Well, sign off. That's one more spot for somebody who need to be up in here. I don't care. You gut and butts about to get whipped into shape. You hear me? Whew, nobody's ever called me a gut and butt. That's the problem. You go in there and your doctor says, now you know you're a little big, you need to lose your little weight, you know your pressure a little high, you need to change your diet and exercise. And what you do, and you go in there the next year and you the same gut and butt than before. But I'm going to look you in your eye, call you a gut and butt, then show you how not to be one. You hear me? I'm so offended. So I got so many people listen to me. I had a woman once that lost so much weight, reversed all of her problems, and her daughter was a dietitian, and her daughter was anti how I was teaching her mother. Her mother, the daughter reached out to me and said, can you please talk to my mother? She does everything you tell her and she won't listen to anybody else. I said, what you want me to do? She says, I want you to tell her to eat different. I said, let me ask you something. I said, your mother was a diabetic, right? Yes. I said, she's not now, right? She says, no. That's correct. I said, she was hypertensive, but no longer is she. Correct. I said, she was on thyroid medication, but no longer is she. She said, that's correct. I said, your mother is in her 60s. And to your point, she's on no prescription medication. She's at a healthy BMI. And you want me to tell her to stop listening to me? Y'all can use your whole and divine imagination to imagine what I told her. Anyway, what's next? Because I'm going to get y'all off on time. Dr. Joe, how often will the groups meet? Each week during the process, every Saturday, we're going to be monitoring your weight and your blood pressure. That means every week you're going to be given access to a certain application. You're going to get on your scale. You're going to take a picture, and you're going to take that picture. You're going to send it to your coach. You're going to take a picture of your blood pressure and you're going to enter it. And we're going to track your weight and your blood pressure from the time you start to the time you end. Every Saturday, we will have what's called masterclass sessions. I teach them. These aren't videos. They aren't pre-recorded. I do everything live. I do everything fresh. The masterclasses that I teach on Saturdays will range anywhere from an hour and 15 to 90 minutes, depending on what it is. Every now and then, it may be a little bit longer than that, depending on the content. If you can't watch it live, you'll be able to watch it within 24 hours based upon your schedule, where you are in the country, or if you're traveling. Each group will meet roughly about one time per week to discuss and to reiterate discussions and to promote accountability, overall support. And people really seem to like their small groups and how the overall process is structured and set up. I've never heard anything but sterling reviews from 90+% of people. Okay. What's next? How much does it cost? You will not be charged to come through this. We have a nonprofit organization, which means that before you all even start, that monies have already been raised in order to provide you all the opportunity to go through this. Individuals who've come through previous classes have donated seeds because they believe in the process and not only what it did for themselves, but they want to make a difference in the lives of other people. Each of you will have the same opportunity. You'll come through the process, and at the end of the process, we'll ask you to sow a seed. And I'll let you know what that seed is on over when we can get more so into a more intimate space. The seed that you'll be sowing will go to a nonprofit organization, which means that whatever you sow, no matter how great or no matter how small it is a tax deduction that you will be able to use. So not only am I teaching these classes, but I have been the principal fundraiser. So all of you who are going through this, you're going through it because hardworking teachers, plumbers, truck drivers, preachers, retirees, police officers, entrepreneurs, attorneys, actors, and actresses have believed in not only what it has done for them, but thought more that they felt that someone else needed to have it as well. People have always talked to me and critiqued me to say, do you know how much money you can make? Damn, how much money I can make. Everything ain't about money. Because you know who's going to take care of me? God. God always has, and God always will. The word says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and these things shall be added unto thee. Every day I wake up, God blows my mind as to how blessed I am. I got healthy children, an amazing wife, a church that loves me. I'm able to make poignant contacts with people that I've never even met in person. Folk know me all over the world. I travel when I want to travel. I get whatever I want to get. I am blessed, and I believe I'm blessed because I understand what my assignment is. And how many times are Black people sold out for money? When I die, I want everybody who comes to my funeral to say he did and used his platforms for the good of his community. I know that this programs go for tens of thousands of dollars. Life ain't about that. You know, when God gives you something, you can't be so cheap that you're trying to pimp it out. Everybody got to pay you for it. Nothing is yours until you give it. Now, yeah, there are business elements that we got to do in order to make it work. I get that. But no, there is not a charge for this. Now, what you will have to do is pay a $10 registration fee. The $10 registration fee helps us to cover the technology, Kajabi, that we use to administrate the group. You can barely go to McDonald's for $10. The $10 helps us to make you understand and make us know that this is a real person. They're not a robot, and they're going to be there. There was a time when we didn't even have an admin fee. You know what would happen? 6,000 people would sign up and 2,000 would show up. Anybody got a problem with that? Log off now. So there's no charge for the actual process. There's a $10 registration fee that saves your spot. And that gets us to the point to where we know we need to establish a group for you. All right. It's 5:30. I got about 20 more minutes and I'm done. All right. Dr. Joe, can I be removed? And if I'm removed, will I have another chance? People who at any point are non-responsive in the process. What does that mean? That means when Saturday comes and you don't send in your weight, the system will automatically flag you and you'll be removed. Gang, we will have 3,000 people, somewhere thereabout. We have to use protocols, measures, technology. If you don't fulfill what you're supposed to, the system is going to flag you and it's going to remove you. And then when you start DMing us and emailing us and I'm not responding, that's why. All you got to do is do what you're supposed to. If you are removed, you will not have the opportunity to come back through the process. You got one shot at the title. Now, there are some people who will post things on our social media page and they'll say, hey, you know, I was in the group and I got put out and I didn't do it, blah, la, 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 la. These are the individuals who signed up for the process, got in a group, and didn't do what they were supposed to, and we pull them, and they get mad at us. Doesn't work like that. You follow the rules, and you won't have any problems. Okay? So you'll be removed if you're unresponsible. You'll be removed if you are a person that has behavioral issues, if you're disrespectful. You're not going to talk to my coaches any kind of way. And we're not going to talk to you anyway but respect and with love. You're not going to be a hell raiser. Basic respect. Okay. Moving right along. Dr. Joe, is the 40-day turnup on Facebook? Yes. We will have our own private group on Facebook. Dr. Joe, I don't like social media. Neither do I. Dr. Joe, why does it have to be on Facebook? Because it's free. Facebook has a litany of technology that helps us to execute the process for free. If you have an aversion to social media, what I recommend, open up an account and then when it's over, close it. If you got a problem with that, then at least you know and you don't have to move forward. All right, Dr. Joe, I've heard enough. If I want to register, how can I and when can I register? For all of you who have not received sponsors, on Tuesday, which is what? July the 8th at 12 o'clock noon, the registration link will be put on all 3 Journey Life TV social media pages. The link will be on Facebook, the link will be on Instagram, and the link will be on YouTube. And the handle is on the screen at Journey Life TV. Is everybody clear? If you're clear on that, just say clear. Let me know. All right, good. Yes, if you register, some of you have already gotten sponsors. I'm talking to the people you haven't gotten sponsors and you have not registered and you're going through open registration. All of you have registered, you can still listen, but y'all are good. Y'all should know that. Now, let me talk about a couple more things. I'm going to let y'all go. Now, when you register, leave good information. Don't leave the number you give everybody when you're out at the club. Don't give us your mama's back phone number. When you register, put your good email address that you actually check. Give us your good cell phone number that actually comes to you. If you give us a bad email or a bad phone number, guess what? We can't contact you. That's your responsibility. 2, do not register someone else where the information does not go to them. If you have a mother, a father, a person that is technically challenged, you have to be certain that that person is registered, that their name is registered, that their contact information, okay? It is your responsibility, 3, to check your spam folders and your junk folders. I can't come to you and check your spam for you. You have to ensure that you've done that to train the system. Sponsors do not register people. They simply invite them. You register yourselves. Dr. Joe, once I register, when will I hear from somebody? We will start to communicate with you all around the middle of August, because pre-work doesn't start until September. And the way we will communicate with you will be through Kajabi. Kajabi is the actual registration link. When you go to register and you establish your email and your password, those same credentials will get you back-end access in order for us to communicate with you. Yes, noon Eastern Standard Time, July the 8th. Is when the registration links will open on all 3 platforms. Now, prior to this time, there is no administrative support. The administrative support will start when we start to communicate with you in mid-August and get you into your groups. Once registered, what is the passcode to enter your account? You establish that. Y'all will establish all of the credentials when you register. The next session is for first timers only. This is not for repeaters. This is not for individuals who tried the 40-day turn up and you didn't finish. Do not register unless you are a first timer. And don't sit up here and say, I didn't know it. You know why? Because it's on the registration page. We have other things for that will be announced at a different time, but we're talking about the 40-day turn up. Be certain that when you're registering that you complete paying for your registration. Let me tell you how people try to finesse us. People go through the process, do everything but pay, and then get mad that they're not a part of a group. And then when we say, well, where is your confirmation? Oh, I didn't get it because you didn't pay. We don't know you really. A lot of people will start to register just to do something and they don't pay. Y'all, that's why it's $10. We can't make it no cheaper than $10. Your sponsor does not register you. Your sponsor gives you an invitation. You register you. Where's your passcode? You follow the registration and you'll be establishing all of your credentials. That's all of your information. It's almost like signing up for a bank. Almost done. Who can register? First time participants only, not for repeaters. Who are the people that don't perform well? We go over this and I'm almost done. People who don't perform well in the 40-day turn up are, number 1, know-it-alls. 2, people who are attached to results and not the process to get the results. 3, unteachable people. 4, negative people. 5, people who want new results. while maintaining old habits. If you're any of those 5, this isn't for you. I need positive, teachable individuals who are ready to put in the work, to learn, to absorb everything that this wonderful process has to give. Just joining, what do I need to do? Listen, because I'm not repeating myself. Is Journey Life TV the name of the Facebook page? Yes. So, last thing and I'm done. How to stay connected. The way you want to stay connected with us is go over to Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. You all are automatically on the YouTube channel now. Subscribe to the page. Go to IG and or Facebook. Add us, Journey Life TV. You'll see it right there on the screen. What if you have thyroid issues? Do you know how many people with thyroid issues that I've worked with? You cannot do the 4-day turn up again. No. People who need more, we got something else for that. But tonight is not the time to talk about that. We're talking about the 40-day turn up. I said it at the beginning and I'm saying it now. Okay? Anything else I have to offer, I talk about it on those platforms. So you'll need to follow us on either Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Salute to Pamela Murphy. I have patients that have gone through your program. They lost weight, diabetes reverse. Salute to you, Dr. Murphy. Can someone living out of state join? Yes, ma'am or sir. I can't tell which one you are. Oh, yes. Is there a time limit on Tuesday to sign up? Registration will be open until all the seats are gone. How about people with endometriosis? Endometriosis is a gut condition. 40 to 50% of people have gut conditions, whether it's irritable bowel syndrome, whether it's Crohn's, whether it's leaky gut. Most people with that condition are individuals whereby the gastric lining or the gastrointestinal lining is inflamed and irritated. Once the culprit of what's causing the irritation is identified and reversed, the gut health can be restored. But you know what irritates the gut? Processed foods, GMOs, seed oils. The stuff that irritates the gut is all the things in the aisles of the grocery stores. Where's the registration page? I've already addressed it. Not talking about it again. I have thoroughly said everything I need to say. So what y'all need to do is go back and re-listen to it. Because it's 5:15. It's 15 minutes till 6. One thing I don't do is repeat myself. Yeah, I was flowing with the gut stuff. Back to what I was saying, the stuff that causes those types of issues are the things that are in the aisles of the grocery stores, the poison that we eat. The stuff we eat when you buy it needs to be decaying within 2 to 3 days. If you're eating something that isn't dying or can't die, it never lived. We are in a system that monetizes disease because the monetization of disease creates profits. Now, if medical industries can create profit based upon treatment over and against healing, which one are they going to pick? There is more profit in the treatment of cancer than the curing of it. So when we say our healthcare industry, there is no healthcare. We have a treatment of disease industry. And the most lucrative disease in the entire healthcare industry is diabetes. 1 in every $7 generated in the healthcare industry. And my works cited is the Diabetes Association. 1 in every $7. So what people don't understand is when you go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, you're pre-diabetic. Oh, your A1C is a 5.8 or up. Oh, we got to put you on insulin. The insulin that you are given is a hormone. Hormones are the body's email system that is produced by organs, and when they are secreted or released, tells the body what to do. So the pancreas produces insulin. But when the person is eating the wrong types of foods, that is always demanding the pancreas to secrete insulin, the pancreas burn out and they stop secreting insulin. So the person has an accumulation of blood sugar, which is causing their A1C to increase. And the person has a failing pancreas. So when the person is given insulin, the moment the body senses that levels of insulin are increased, guess what it does? It shuts down the pancreas. So the very treatment of diabetes causes individuals to never be able to heal from it. Are there any pertinent questions, relevant questions? Not uneducated ones. You know what an uneducated question? An uneducated question is a person who's been on the live for 5 or 10 minutes and you're asking me a question that has already been addressed. Is there someone who needs to ask me a couple of questions? I'll stay on and I'll try to answer them. Lori says dialysis centers on every corner of our communities, just like liquor stores. That's right. Kidney disease. Do nutritional guides come with the process? All right, the first thing y'all need to understand is stop calling it a program. You did not know that. A program is something that starts and ends. A process is something that's ongoing. So now, henceforth, and forevermore, whenever you talk about the 4-day turnup, the journey, reset, anything that is offered, you talk about it being a process. So to answer Tina's question, yes, there are nutritional guides. There are medical letters. There are recipe books. We have a letter that you'll print out, you'll take it to your doctor, and it says, hey, I'm Dr. Joe, I'm working with your patient. Within the next 6 weeks, your patient will be going through this. Your patient will be eating this. Your patient will be doing that. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. We give you those letters. We have recipes. Now, when we start the 40-day turn-up process, there's one thing that I want to add that I did not say. The first 2 days will be detoxing. For those of you all who are a part of it, you'll get more information on the other side. The detox is going to help to reset your body in order to smoothly reintroduce your new nutritional profile. You hear all about it. So every element that you need, from recipes, from videos, from how to go to the grocery store, what do I tell my doctor? How do I do this? How do I detox? How do I do that? How do I prepare? What kind of spices do I use? What do I need to get? What kind of scale? All of that is covered. Is anything that we need to be in order to be successful, for the exception of discipline and an aligned mindset? Yes, I would say, Yasmina, to understand your why. What are you looking to get out of it? What do you want? Is it health? To Shonda Hall, is there something we should be doing until the process starts? Yeah, get ready to kill it. Sherilyn has a great comment. Everything is covered. Don't worry your little head off. Salute to Sherilyn. LaWanda Harris, diabetic. Is the process different? No, but there are two nutritional processes. One for those who eat meat, but some of you all are vegans. We've got both, and both, statistically speaking, are tremendously successful. Millicent says, Dr. Joe is passionate about the 4-day turnup and the people that take it seriously. He gives real facts and knows what he is sharing. Trust the process and follow all instructions, and trust me, you will be blessed. Millicent, salute. Good question. Can I do this pregnant? No, I do not recommend it, and I do not recommend it for mothers who are nursing. Because when mothers are nursing, the last thing that you want to do is potentially mitigate your calories. You need to keep your milk production up. So for women who are pregnant and or nursing, we do not recommend it. When will the detox juice be available? It's available now. Can a pescatarian be successful with this? Absolutely. All right, pescatarians are meat eaters, okay? It's just that you choose to eat meat or fish as your protein. That's fine. Joanne Dean says, this process works. I lost 100 pounds and I'm continuing to lead others through it. Salute to Joy. Jacqueline says, the detox juice is so good. Salute. Tiffany Lesh says, should I continue taking my multivitamin and prebiotic? Keep on doing everything you've been doing. Are you sharing the link? Are you watching the video? No, because had you watched it, you would have known it. CHF, what does that stand for? Can a type 1 diabetic do this? Yes, I've worked with type 1 diabetics. I only see a Facebook page with your name. Journey Life TV is on Facebook. Trust me, it's there. Okay, congestive heart failure. All right. So, yes. Yes, the process will help with people with congestive heart failure. Yeah. Princella White, don't take Dr. Joe's directness personal. He's passionate about his process and he cares about all participants. Just listen, people. Salute. Can I take collagen proteins? You don't need that. Gang, I hope y'all are well and blessed. I hope that you have enjoyed our time together, 777 of you. For those of you all who may seem a bit uncertain, it's because you didn't watch the fullness of this presentation. I started on time and I am finishing at the time that I told you. It's 5:57. There's still light outside. That means you still have plenty of time to be with your family members or your friends. Enjoy this evening. And remember, on 7/8/2025 at 12 o'clock noon on all three of those platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Journey Life TV. That is the handle. Same thing for all three. That registration link will open and the remaining seats will be available to you and yours. I hope you all are well and blessed, and I can't wait for me and my team to take you through, yes, the world's greatest transformational process. Go over to Instagram, Facebook, follow us there. Look at the before and after pictures. Don't look at what I say. Look at what the people say, because they're the ones that'll tell you what the real deal is. Until next time, be well and be blessed. And I'll see you on the next one. Yeah.